Every single week, millions of gardeners fill up black plastic bags with grass clippings, drag them to the curb, and throw away one of the most powerful growing tools nature has ever given them. For free. No shipping, no packaging, no price tag. Just gone. That pile of clippings sitting outside your door right now contains nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and calcium. The exact nutrients you are paying good money to buy back in bags from the garden center. What if you never had to do that again? In the next 10 minutes, you will never look at your lawnmower the same way again. This is not a gardening hack. This is a complete shift in how you understand the living system underneath your feet. We are going to walk through how grass clippings work in the compost bin without turning into a slimy mess, how they function as a mulch that locks in moisture so effectively that watering becomes almost optional. And we are going to cover a traditional fermentation method rooted in Korean natural farming that turns fresh grass into a liquid fertilizer, one that gets stronger the longer you leave it, not weaker. No cost, no supply chain. Just what is already growing in your garden. Most gardeners never use even half of this potential. Let's make sure you do. For most of human history, the idea of throwing away plant material was simply unthinkable. Everything that grew from the soil went back into the soil. That cycle, growth, decomposition, renewal, was the engine behind some of the most fertile land ever cultivated. Farmers did not need a label to tell them that organic matter feeds the ground. They saw it happen every season. Then the lawn became an ornament. Grass became something to be trimmed, bagged, and removed. And with it went a steady supply of nutrients that the earth needed. Today, gardeners pay for nitrogen fertilizer, moisture retention products, and compost activators, essentially buying back, in processed form, exactly what they hauled away in plastic bags the week before. Grass clippings contain roughly 4% nitrogen, along with potassium, phosphorus, and calcium. These are the building blocks of healthy soil. The only reason most gardeners do not use them is that nobody ever showed them how. Once you understand the basic principles, layering, drying, fermenting, grass clippings stop being waste. They become one of the most versatile and cost-effective inputs available to any grower, regardless of garden size or budget. Composting. The biggest misconception about grass clippings in the compost is that they always turn into a wet, smelly sludge. That does happen, but only when fresh clippings are piled on in thick, solid layers that trap moisture and cut off airflow. The fix is straightforward. Never apply them more than about 2 to 3 centimeters deep in a single layer, and always mix or alternate them with a carbon-rich material such as shredded cardboard or dry leaves. A particularly effective approach is to combine shredded cardboard and grass clippings in roughly equal volumes. The cardboard provides carbon structure, the grass provides nitrogen and moisture. Turn the pile regularly, maintain even moisture, and decomposition can complete in around 2 months under good conditions. It is one of the cheapest ways to produce bulk compost for raised beds and growing areas. There is also a lesser-known technique worth knowing. Grass clippings can actually be converted from a nitrogen-rich green material into a carbon-rich brown material simply by drying them out. Spread them in a thin layer on a tarpaulin or some cardboard during a few dry days, flip them once or twice daily, and within days you have a brown material ready for the compost bin. It is labor-intensive, but for anyone who struggles to find enough carbon material, this is a practical and completely free solution. Mulching. Applied correctly, a layer of grass clippings around your plants does 3 things simultaneously. It suppresses weeds by blocking light from reaching seeds in the soil. It reduces evaporation and keeps moisture in the root zone. And as it breaks down, it adds organic matter that improves soil structure long after the clippings themselves have disappeared. For gardens where slugs are not a significant issue, a layer of around 2 to 3 centimeters works well. Apply it while plants are still small so you can work cleanly around them. For gardens with high slug pressure, reduce that layer to just under 1 centimeter. The weed suppression effect is reduced, but the moisture retention benefit remains. One effect that is easy to underestimate: mulch fundamentally changes how water enters the soil. Dry, bare soil causes rain and irrigation water to run off the surface before it reaches plant roots. An organic surface layer slows that process down. It catches the water, spreads it evenly, and allows it to move steadily downward into the root zone. Over time, as the organic matter works its way into the soil itself, it increases the soil's water-holding capacity. Research confirms that organic matter can hold many times its own weight in water, meaning that regular mulching is also a long-term investment in drought resilience. Grass clippings do not have to come from a mower either. Longer grass cut with shears or a scythe works just as well, and is particularly useful for mulching around the base of perennial plants, fruit trees, and shrubs. Low effort, high return. Jadam Liquid Fertilizer, JLF. Now for what is arguably the most impressive use of grass clippings in the garden, a fermented liquid fertilizer. This method comes from Jadam, a Korean natural farming system developed by Youngsang Cho, and the input is called JLF, short for Jadam Liquid Fertilizer. According to Jadam, a grass-based JLF is well-suited as a general-purpose fertilizer that supports balanced plant growth throughout the growing season, up to the point of flowering or fruiting. Making it requires very little. You need a container, a large bucket or repurposed vessel, lined with an opaque bag to exclude light, which supports a healthier fermentation environment. Fill it to around 75% capacity with fresh grass clippings. Add rainwater until the grass is just covered. Then sprinkle a small amount of mature compost or leaf mold over the surface. This introduces the biology needed to drive the fermentation. Fold the bag over to partially seal the top and leave it. After 2 weeks, the liquid is ready to use for the first time. Dilute it at a ratio of 1 part fertilizer to 30 parts water. From 2 to 3 months onward, the concentration increases and the dilution shifts to 1 part in 100. After a year or more, dilutions of 1 to 3 or 400 are appropriate. The liquid simply becomes more concentrated the longer it is left. Draw off the liquid as needed, keep the solids in, top up with fresh grass and water, and a single container can serve as a continuous fertilizer source for years. It is worth pausing to ask a question. Why is all of this so little known? The methods covered in this video cost nothing. None of them can be patented. None of them require a bag, a subscription, or a trip to the store. They come from what is already growing outside the door. The gardening industry is a multi-billion-dollar market built largely on selling people the inputs they already have access to in a different form. Nitrogen fertilizer, moisture retention granules, compost activators, mulching products. Nearly every one of these solves a problem that grass clippings, used correctly, also solves. The difference is not the outcome. The difference is the price tag. And what generates no price tag generates no advertising budget. What nobody advertises, nobody learns. That is not a conspiracy. It is simply how markets work. Understanding that does not mean rejecting every product on the shelf. It means being selective. It means knowing that when a free, functional solution is already available, starting there, before reaching for the wallet, is almost always the right move. What you cannot buy cannot run out. Next time the mower runs, leave the bag off. Look at what you have. Nitrogen for the soil, water for the roots, food for the microorganisms that hold the whole system together, and the raw material for a fertilizer that gets better every single month. The soil does not care about packaging. It just wants back what it grew. Start giving it back.